I had this idea. I don't want to say the origins of the idea, but there was a use case for it that it was making me think about how society and how Canada has unrolled legislation for cannabis. And I was thinking that it's interesting to at least talk about, and I think maybe do, at least on a small scale. Could pilot it. Completely unwinding all legislation on cannabis, making it totally legal. Do whatever you want to do with it. A couple of caveats being don't sell to minors, of course, and that you ask the people producing it that they're transparent with their processes and ethical. The industry will regulate itself. And we're also in a really good point in a mental state for it. Like there's no fighting about it in Canada. Like it's just another industry now. I was thinking about some of the downsides of it, and I would say those would be that other than bad business practices like unethical business practices like uh, not being good to your workers, that kind of thing, if you're actually making a poor product, where am I going with this? Well, I lost the train of thought. It's gone. Doesn't matter. You have to trust society. And I think in Canada, we're in a pretty good spot with it in the cannabis realm. I think that the world has gotten really, really complex. And I think a lot of the complexity, the complexity is a magnitude increased because we don't trust each other. I think you have to ask yourself, are rules still valid? Are rules still needed, or can society act better at this point? And as for the case on cannabis, yeah, I think we can trust the people that make it. It's it's a small farming thing. It's so much fun. Like in Canada, I'm allowed to grow four plants outside, like wherever I want. Anyways, so I've got my plants and I'm gonna start planting them in the next day, I think, maybe tomorrow. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't need any regulation. I think that some experimenting could be done with completely removing restrictions from some areas that might want to opt into such a program. We already, there are already industry standards, And I think that we're at a point where if you're making cannabis and you're actually making a go of it, you've got a pretty good sense of your business. It's not a gold rush where you've got a lot of people that can come in and fraudulent things can happen. It's at its nadir. I hope I used that word right. All that you have left in the industry are people that are really good at it, that know their market and know what they're selling, know their processes, know their consumers. Maybe that's a pretty good rule for legislation, regulation on industries. Like, where are you at? Are you in the Wild West? Or is it 2025 and people are actually really good to each other? Even people that you never see and that you'll never meet, you've got empathy for them. So I ran that idea by Janelle, and she said that's exactly what they do on the reserves. There's a number of reserve lands around this area, and there's quite a few cannabis shops on them. Yeah, they're really nice. And there's a variety, like there's some little boutiquey places, and there's some that are like roadside, what you imagine the equivalent of a food truck would be for cannabis, but it's in like a small shop. I do not think that those facilities abide by federal legislation, and I'm glad they don't. They don't need to. None of them do. I would like to try this. I would like, oh my God, the experiment's already been done. It works there. Sure would save a lot of jobs and a lot of people a lot of money. It'd be just way cooler. And it could lead to what a person might call the great trustening. It could lead to a bunch of political reforms to pull legislation and restrictions and regulations out and to make things simpler for everyone to live, but to pull the things out that are no longer a concern or that we've proven that it's okay or that we have to trust in society. There's that ethical dilemma. I think in letting people live freer lives, you're not throwing anyone under a bus. You're not putting anyone in a firing squad. It's elusive. Prosperity is so elusive. But trust is a foundational, nothing can be built without trust. Wouldn't it be great if we could get rid of so much of this complexity? All right, I'm gonna peace out. That's about enough of this BS.